is sponsored exclusively by DonleyAuctions.com. They need your guns. Sell for top dollar. DonleyAuctions.com.
Portions of the following show may be pre-recorded.
From the streets of Melrose Park to the trading floor of the Merc, he's fought for every dollar he's ever earned. And now, with personal liberty and our system of capitalism under assault in America, he's here to seize back our rights from the government. With a cigar in one hand and a copy of the Declaration of Independence in the other, he's Shaun Thompson. And this is the Shaun Thompson Show.
Some folks are born made to wave the flag. Ooh, they're red, white, and blue.
Squirrel, did you ever call and get a hold of the Chief Administrative and Equity Officer of Navy Pier? Arnie Rivera. Let's see, Squirrel, what is that? $319,000 a year divided by 2 million. You made $911 today, Arnie. How's Navy Pier going? Everything good? The fracking ghost jobs. Mafia ghost jobs, money to illegal aliens, and you got the balls to talk about inflation? Just give him the Biden.
Do you take any blame for inflation, Mr. President?
Do I take any blame for inflation? No.
Why not?
Because it was already there when I got here, man. Remember what the economy was like when I got here?
Yeah, it was fantastic. And remember what you did after you stole the election? You sent trillions and trillions to your Democrat dungholes. So Arnie and his sicko, short-in-the-pants Democrat mafia friends could cash in. How'd you do, Squirrel, today? 911? You're a little short from that? Don't worry. All you got to do is lap dance one of those Democrats in Chicago, and you can get the job. You know how else you can get the job, Squirrel? You can pretend to be a Republican. Yes, you can pretend to be a Republican. Then you're the sidecar to suck-ons.
Let me be very clear about how I'm going to operate as governor. As governor, it's obviously that, we're still probably going to be in the super minority. But
hold on. This is the plan? It's almost better when you don't talk. Maybe you were wrong. Maybe I was wrong, Squirrel. It's almost better when he doesn't talk. We're not talking about spending. We're not talking about ghost jobs. We're not talking about the Illinois tolls. What? Okay, maybe it's... I stopped him early, Squirrel. Maybe he'll get to the substance of the problem. He's got a firm grasp, after all. He's the nominee.
We will have that platform of communication to the people. So as governor, I will stick to affordability issues, safety issues, and education issues.
You're going to stick to them, or you're going to do something about it? Are you listening to this? And you wonder why businesses and people are running for the border like it was a Taco Bell commercial back when they used meat. Yes, this is why. Because
we have discovered those aren't just 80-20 issues. Those are 90-10 issues.
There he is. No wonder he didn't debate. It's a fascinating reality to understand, well, the rest of the country sees an economic boom, and I know everyone gets mad. It's not me you're arguing with. It's professors, economists, and people who can read.
We are back. The S&P topping 7,800 for the very first time today as earnings continue to impress. I know they impress our next guest. He's the Wharton School Professor of Finance, Wisdom Tree's Chief Economist, Jeremy Siegel. Professor, welcome back.
Hey, I could tell you something you'll never find in any Illinois Republican running for office. You'll never find in their resume they were the head of something called Wisdom Tree. No, not at all. Here's what they do.
Friends, I'm here in the heart of Chicago at Al's Italian Beef with Chris and Terry, the current owners. Their sons, the next generation, are coming on board, and I strongly recommend you get down here and have the real deal Italian beef sandwich.
Wait, are you selling Italian beef? If I want to eat oats on whole wheat pita, that you sell, fat, so don't sell Italian beef. You know what? I revised my previous comments. Sit in the corner and wait to lose.
I did describe that correctly, right? I mean, you continue to be blown away by the earnings momentum, yeah?
Yeah, I'm blown away by the earnings momentum and continuing good news. You know, last Friday when we were on, we talked about, the situational awareness. What would you call it? Not a meltdown, a liquidity event. And it really didn't rock the market. That was a clear.
Listen, I understand. When you're in Democrat areas, it's 180 degrees from this. I get it. But know this. You're not alone It's all the Democrat areas. Minneapolis.
We're tracking your tax dollars as Minneapolis homeowners get closer to learning how much more they could pay in property taxes. Woo! The mayor has released his budget plan. Now the park board is pushing for a tax hike of its own. The big question, how much...
Hey, you know who never gets a tax hike? Arnie. Arnie never gets a tax hike, and if he does, he gets appointed to another board where he does absolutely nothing. $911 a day just from one ghost job. Same thing in Seattle.
New details tonight on major job cuts at Starbucks. A new state filing on Thursday outlines more than 200 corporate layoffs coming to the coffee giant SoDo headquarters. Fox 13's Jennifer Dowling reports.
I talked to a professor of economics at Seattle University. He said there are two groups of employees involved in this layoff. He said they are IT employees who did not want to relocate to offices in Nashville, and also people who were involved with store design.
So you had the chance to leave, and you didn't. And now you're going to be part of the Seattle Communist Party where you want something for nothing. Now, the other side of the coin, where there's decent people in charge, where there aren't any ghost jobs, and where criminals go to jail, including the illegal aliens, which are bankrupting every Democrat ghetto.
A major brand is expanding its corporate footprint right here in Middle Tennessee.
Yeah, Starbucks says it plans to open a new corporate operations office right here in Davidson County. We have News 2's Maggie Weaver live this morning in Nashville with what this is going to mean for Middle Tennessee. Maggie.
Yeah, Mark Nickel. So a new chapter for this very popular coffee chain brewing right here in Nashville. And that's with Starbucks announcing that they're going to have plans to open a corporate operations hub right here in Davidson County. So we know that the company is saying that this expands its North American corporate presence and strengthens its operations across the Southeast.
Across the world, hundreds of thousands of square feet of commercial. Thousands of people, not to mention the hillbillies with shotguns in the back of the pickup truck, all on triple espressos. Wait till they get a load of that. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. And money goes where it's loved and where it's welcomed. Debt, failure, and corruption, that goes where it's loved and welcomed too.
Migrant crisis in Chicago may be long over, but tonight there are new allegations of how millions of taxpayer dollars were spent during their emergency response. Our investigative reporter Chuck Gowdy in studio tonight with some late details for us. Chuck.
Allison, when thousands of migrants started flooding Chicago from the southern U.S. border 4 years ago, the city scrambled for shelter space and contractors to handle the humanitarian crisis. In 2023, NBC Chicago investigations uncovered out-of-control spending by City Hall. That was the first shoe to drop when we found millions in taxpayer dollars going to contract relief workers in questionable paychecks. Tonight, the other shoe...
Was it Arnie? Is there a check there cut to a guy named Arnie for $300,000? Don't worry, nobody can identify him.
Drops with a new state of Illinois Auditor General report that finds contract employees paid millions of dollars to do no actual work.
Well, now go over to Navy Pier. What exactly did they do in the winter, Squirrel? Any idea? I think you could call the number. It's called 1-800. We don't answer questions. That's the phone number for Navy Pier. Ghost Job Emporium.
More than 51,000 migrants camped on sidewalks, inside police stations, and the airports, anywhere families could find a corner of Chicago.
See what this does. These bust-out cities, Chicago, Seattle, Minneapolis, New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, Boston, they don't actually have money. The people who have money that live in those states, they don't tell you they do. They pull an Abe Pritzker. The people with real money, they're in the Bahamas with big, fat Penny Pritzker, J.B. Pritzker, and all the Pritzkers not paying any taxes. Everything's hidden in shelters. And what's left for you is the bill in all these Democrat areas. And what happened was they borrowed trillions and trillions. Joe Biden added 9, plus he blew the $6.5 trillion every year. Take it easy, Squirrel. I know every time you don't have to say her name every time I say blue. I understand it. However, the money is in the wind. And what's left is what's called inflation. And now you're going to hear how it's Donald Trump's fault. What Donald Trump understands, there's only a narrow window out of it. and it's called growth. What the people who he put in place understands is the same thing. And you know who they are? People who actually worked. They didn't get jobs like Arnie Rivera from kissing ass, if we're lucky.
To our allies, our trading partners, is that global growth is the way to take care of this mountain of debt. As the U.S. growth has picked up, over time we will be well above the CBO trend average. Then we are encouraging the rest of the world to do this too. I'm pulling for Europe, but they need to follow the Draghi report. They have. They're mired in regulation and kind of intra-European. It's almost the equivalent of this burden that they've put on themselves. And we think the rest of the world should kind of unshackle themselves, both on the energy side, on the regulatory side.
That was the interesting part. Unshackle themselves. See, these policies, this fraud, these gangster scumbags that hire their friends to do nothing and never even show up at Navy Pier. They've got the system where they want it, and they need everybody miserable, which is why when we talk about some of the accomplishments that Donald Trump did, the biggest one is we are now a national exporter of the most important commodity in the universe. After facing the election thief and his attempts and successes at hamstringing and shackling American production, like every ghetto developer in the country calling themselves a Democrat.
The Biden administration has canceled its planned oil and gas lease sales in Alaska. The decision halts the potential to drill for oil across 1 million acres in the Cook Inlet. This comes as gas prices are hitting painful new highs. The Interior Department says the sale was cut off due to a, quote, lack of industry interest. For more on this, I want to bring in Drew.
That is hysterical. It was done so that the corrupt Murkowski, corrupt as day is long, could make certain to undermine everybody who wanted to free up oil production. And you know how corrupt Alaska is, Squirrel? James O'Keefe got Murkowski's brother's ballot. He just showed up with a hat on, looking awful stupid and awful corrupt. And the people who work the polls at Alaska, they knew exactly who he was. He had to have been a Murkowski.
This is James O'Keefe in Anchorage, Alaska. I'm about to get offered Senator Lisa Murkowski's brother's ballot.
The last name is Murkowski. I think I left my wallet in the vehicle. Would it be possible to vote without it today?
Absolutely possible.
Oh, good.
I said, I can vote. Brian Murkowski can vote. She's like, yes, you can vote.
You can vote if you'd like to. Do you want to do a question ballot?
I mean, all I got to do is do the question ballot, then I can vote.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Brian Murkowski.
It's a joke, isn't it? It's only half as funny as somebody running for office in what used to be the most beautiful state, most vibrant economy and industries, the hub of entertainment itself, and a place everybody dreamt of and songs were written. Now, a ghetto.
Council candidate Desiree Lynch is out on bond. She was arrested this morning in connection with a corruption investigation.
She's running to lead the city's 5th district and now faces multiple felony charges.
KCRA 3's Carson Wells is live for us in Stockton with what the DA is saying about these charges.
Yeah, Curtis, Lisa, Desiree Lynch was arrested around 10:15 this morning on 5 felony charges. I spoke with the San Joaquin County District Attorney earlier today, and he says this comes after a 6-week-long investigation. According to Lynch's campaign website, she is a full-time ICU nurse and a mom, and she announced last week that she would withdraw from the election, but this week she said she intended to stay in the race. She's charged with 3 counts of perjury, false voter registration, and false filing for candidacy. The San Joaquin County District Attorney's Office accuses Lynch of perjuring herself. The DA says Lynch registered to vote and filed to be a candidate using the addresses of places she didn't live.
So, is there any, do I have to tell anybody that she's a Democrat? She's a Democrat! That's what they are. Liars, cheats, and thieves. And if you live where they govern, what you face is what you see on the news. Ghetto, failure, businesses leaving. 312-642-5600.
Call Shaun now.
1-800 right here.
This is the Shaun Thompson Show on AM 560. The Answer.